Illinois State BK Royal Crispy Wraps. Eat it with the meal or have it as a snack. Only $2.99. It's a hunger hack and it fits in one hand. At BK, have it your way.
At Metro, get a new iPhone 12 with 5G. Take amazing pictures and share instantly. You don't take yada yada in life like knockoff sneakers. Don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. Join Metro and get a new iPhone 12 with 5G for only $99.99 with no contracts, no activation fees, and nada yada yada. Only at Metro.
Here's the thing. No one can reach the pinnacle of success on their own. So I surround myself with expertise where it matters. Live.
The exclusive home of the complete 30 for 30 coverage of the 2024 State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Tournament from the Enterprise Center. In fact, let's take a look at the 2024 Arch Madness bracket presented by State Farm Insurance. Have questions about your insurance? State Farm is there for your what-ifs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com to get a quote right now. As you see earlier today, Missouri State moving on with a victory over Murray. Belmont with a big win over Valparaiso. They will take on UNI in that 4-5 matchup tomorrow. And coming up a little later on, John Rooney and Rich Savosic will have the Salukis and the Flames from UIC.
Oh, good game in that 8:31. Xavier Johnson, points and assists, one of the tops of the nation in both. Against a UIC team that's one of the best shot blocking teams in the nation.
See Cam Hafner checking in out of the timeout, along with Bailey.
It's that Vanderbilt I talked about. The bench need production for the Aces.
And we had a block by Foster. Great job defensively by Miles.
Miles 6'7", but he plays much bigger. Long arms, big mitts.
Kinziger. Kazuki. Lewis from downtown. And the rebound is taken by Tanner Cuff, one of the top bench players in the Valley.
Second three by Lewis. That is a bit outside his range. This is the team, Illinois State, we mentioned, hit 13 triples in their win over Evansville, but was 1 of 23 from distance. They played at the Ford Center.
Morgan, the Aussie on the drive in the left hand and the foul.
I like to use Hughes with that pick and pop. Great length, but also great range for Joshua Hughes. 6'10" freshman. Shoots it 40% from the three, so he is a threat when you put him in that high post as a screener and step him back outside the three-point line.
Ragland was telling me yesterday, talking about Hughes here, who is from Brisbane, Queensland, Australia. Found him really through an NBA academy and really caught the eye and wound up having a Zoom conversation with Joshua and his mom, and he goes, we just hit it off and it was outstanding.
And I think that can really open a pipeline to Australian players. I've seen a lot of talented Aussies come play their college basketball in the USA.
And we'll get a kick. Cuff trying to drive it into the traffic. There is David Ragland in his second season as the head coach in Evansville, and kind of a late hire, if you will, in his first season. This past off season was really his first time to really get his first true recruiting class. I know he's telling us at the end of last season how excited he was, and he told me yesterday that really thought it kind of met the expectations of taking that Evansville Purple Aces program to the steps that they want to take it to.
Well, he's talking about he has to revive a storied program. They went from 5 wins last year to 15, league play 1-6, and now the next step, you gotta win an opening round game in Arch Madness. That's the step for both these coaches in their second year, Ryan Peden and Dave Ragland.
Kazuki with the block on Hughes. And we got a moving screen. And we'll go back the other way. Speaking of second-year head coaches, there is Ryan Peden. Ryan, formerly the assistant coach over at Ohio State before making the trek to the Twin Cities in Central Illinois.
Goes into Indiana State when they are ranked top 25, gets a program-defining win over the Sycamores.
Hughes can't find the range from beyond the arc. Hinziger pulls it down for the Redbirds. Hinziger off the glass. No. Toomey's right there for Evansville.
Hinziger on the all-freshman team has been quiet early in this game. They've been locked on to the freshman.
Evansville got off to a hot start in their first couple of possessions, and they've been ice cold here of late. And Toomey breaks the ice with the bucket and the foul. They were 0 for their last 6, Kev.
Well, here's the ISO plays that they like to do, Purple Aces. They get him ISO'd in the big freshman. Toomey with great focus and concentration to finish that with the contact.
The senior from France, one of the top defenders in the Missouri Valley Conference, completes the three-point play.
We found him from Indian Hills Community College, a great junior college program in the state of Iowa. As Dave Ragland's staff has looked far and wide for talent.
There you see Burford checking in, dumping it into Foster. Foster on the double team and somehow got the shot off.
So good at splitting the doubles, upper body strength with Foster. They had trouble containing him in that game at Illinois State.
Miles has all 7 points for the Birds. Here's Bailey, the freshman. Cuff short on the 3 attempts. And Hughes calls the timeout as he grabs the rebound. We'll take a break. It's all Miles. Foster offensively early on for the Redbirds as they trail it by 4. Trophy, named after the great Larry Bird. Lieb trying to make a save and out of bounds. Good hustle by the big man for Illinois State. It's interesting, out of the under 16, Dave Ragland, only Toomey was the starter that remained into the game. Now he's on the bench. Humrickhouse is the only starter right now on the floor out of that under 12.
Well, that's that key we talked about, the band of brothers. That bench has been productive for the Purple Aces.
Bailey lost the handle. Go back the other way. Banks checking back in for Coach Beaton's squad.
Evansville showing some zone after that timeout. Active hands up top.
Good ball rotation. Good dribble drive, and Burford gets on the board.
That's what Burford does. It beats you off the bounce. Rises mid-range jumper. Old school game.
Evansville started this game 2 for 3 since then. Only 2 for 13 from the field. Bailey again on the dribble drive. Oh, great job by Cuff on the weak side to get the board.
Great timing for that finish for Cuff. Got in the top of the zone with some length.
Collapsing as that zone defense inside on Foster. Trying to get some help, finds Burford. Darius. Zupke gets it into Lieb, and the foul.
That's what you got to do against the zone. Spread it side to side and then penetrate in the gaps. Burford hasn't played for a number of games, but gets it right in the heart of the defense and finishes. And Cuff just heads up play at on the offensive glass for the Purple Aces.
Again, Darius's last game over a month ago on February 3rd in the matchup against Bradley. And the Illinois State folks telling us right before tip-off that it's really kind of wait and see how many minutes he's going to be able to sustain since he's been out, you know, Kevin, for such a long period of time. It could be 2 minutes, it could be 12 minutes. They really just don't know.
Well, he looked with great rhythm on that last play when he got right in the middle of the defense. And now the Redbirds going to show some zone also. They like to use a matchup.
Humrickhouse can't make the grab as he's hooked, and the foul on the Redbirds.
Got held in the cut, and that you can see the Aces do a high-low look against that zone and run some cutters. Try to overload the zone, but play from the middle of the court. It's a matchup zone. Sometimes they go through with cutters, other times they don't.
By the way, Kevin, that's already the 15th foul on Illinois State. Strawbridge checking back in. Good rotation from the outside, and Humrickhouse still not able to find his range.
Humrickhouse had some good looks out there, but he didn't play in their last regular season game. They're trying to get him healthy for the tournament. Stay in the zone. I would do that against the Redbirds. They have struggled to make threes other than that game when they beat Evansville at Seth Q Arena.
Thomas grabs the miss. Morgan spots up for a three. Humrickhouse is there, and he's fouled. Zupke will pick up the foul, the young man from St. Louis.
They're trying to use Hughes there in the middle of the court, doing some screen and popping him back. The way he's going to dump it down low or shoot the three ball.
On shooting two, number 13, Ben Humrickhouse.
We've seen some cold shooting from some of these teams on the opening day of Arch Madness, and at least early on it has continued for the Aces. They're 1 for 12 from beyond the arc in the opening 12 minutes.
And we talked about the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde of Illinois State, as they've been inconsistent with the three, but Aces have struggled from distance. This might be good for Hummerkaus here. Get a free throw down, get a second one down, get the lid off. Confidence back in his game. They need him to score mid-range, long range. They need him also to be a distributor for Evansville.
He's 10th in the conference in field goal percentage, and he's actually 3rd in the conference in three-point field goal percentage.
He's had some good looks early, and they have been way off center. He's got to get zeroed in.
Poindexter dribbles into a double team, backs out. Kinziger trying to get the baseline. Little help defense by Thomas. And last touch by Antonio, but only 4 seconds remain on the shot clock.
A great defensive possession there, so therefore by the Purple Aces. They're connected, they're communicating. Chasing the ball, the reversals. Let's see if they can continue for the next 4 seconds and make a stop.
Hank's got to try to get by Toomey. That's not easy. Poindexter way long on that attempt.
Really good defensive stand by Evansville.
Hummerkaus trying to drive the baseline. No. Lead can't get the handle, and out of bounds. Illinois State basketball. 7:50 remaining in this first half. Evansville with the lead at 15-11, and Hummerkaus is yet to really find his range, the leading scorer for the Evansville Purple Aces, as we played 12 minutes here at the Enterprise Center. Let's check in with Kelly Burke. She's with Evansville head coach Dave Ragland.
Coach, how has the move to the zone defense really made things difficult on Illinois State's offense?
I think it's got them off balance a little bit. Our guys did a good job staying like urgent while we were in zone, but I think it got Illinois State off balance.
How have you been able to translate that urgency on the defensive end to the offense?
Yeah, we just talked about like no regrets. Like we're going to play as hard as we can on both ends of the floor. Right now the ball's not going in, but if we keep moving with urgency defensively and getting stops, we'll get them on the offensive end at some point.
Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, thank you.
Coach Kelly, thanks so much. 4-point lead for Coach Ragland's Aces. 7:50 remaining in our opening half.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, brother.
Live sports.
Jeff Graham and our entire LTN Global crew. Scott Warman with you. Both these teams, again, struggling to shoot the basketball, both under 30%. And I'd say, look, especially a guy with Hummerkaus, which is so odd. You know, some of them say, coaches and players, that, you know, you get to a bigger arena like this, or even a dome when you get into some of the NCAA tournament play, the depth can play mind games with you, but Evansville plays in an ice rink like they do here at the Enterprise Center down at the Ford Center, so it doesn't seem to be carrying any weight. Not saying that they're saying that, but it's just very odd to see, especially Hummerkaus, struggle.
And Dave Ragland said the same thing. We've got that big background, the Ford Center, so this is nothing new to us. But I think these two teams are playing for the third time. They know each other so well, and they're going against loaded defenses. No one can get a rhythm. No one can get some points in transition where they've got some numbers.
Banks finds Kinziger, spots it up. Boy, he's a little strong on that 3 attempt.
We had a good look. We are, you know, 1 of 16. These two teams combined from distance.
You mentioned Hummerkaus, and when he was injured after they had that great start, he missed 9 games, and the Aces went 1-8 as Strawbridge, a little short on that attempt in the paint. But you look at some of the other variables with and without Hummerkaus on this team, it's glaring. Like a 15-point difference at least scoring per game for the Evansville Purple Aces. Also, their assist-to-turnover ratio, it's a negative when Hummerkaus is not in the lineup. And David Ragland said yesterday, it's more than just scoring with Hummerkaus. He says he is literally a great communicator and our premier floor leader. And when we lost him, we lost more than just points. There's Bobe with his second 3 of the evening.
And the kick out by the young man you're just talking about, Hummerkaus, sucking the defense in, getting his feet in the paint, and kicking out for the 3-ball. Dave Ragland's talked about Ben Hummerkaus. Great basketball IQ.
Oh, Strawbridge with another steal, his second of the half.
Poor decision by Banks. I don't know where he was thinking that one ball was going to go. There's too many hands in the way.
Strawbridge almost had it stolen. How many times on each possession, or nearly each possession, for both these teams, they've used almost the entire shot clock. Thomas on the drive, slides out. Foster with the rebound. Banks pushing it up.
Kendall Lewis that time, great job defensively on Hummerkaus.
Foster gets the dish and the finish.
9 points for the big man. Got to get him more touches. When they went zone, they kind of forgot about Miles Foster. That time, finally some points in transition for the Birds.
Strawbridge trying to cut the corner, trying to get a pick from Toomey. Wide open Thomas from the corner. 2 for 14 from beyond the arc.
Get Foster back inside again. Oh, nope. Well, the big man, he gets touches. He's been productive. Penetration by Poindexter. Little dish. Soft hands. Uses that big, wide shoulders to shield off the defense. Foster now with 9 points and 5 rebounds here in the first half for the Redbirds.
Hummerkaus. And the travel will go back the other way. Valley fans, while you're in town for Arch Madness, come visit the home of the St. Louis Cardinals. Busch Stadium Tours and the Cardinals Hall of Fame are just a few short blocks away from Enterprise Center. Use promo code MVC24 for a special Valley discount off tours and museum visits all weekend long. To get your tickets, visit cardinals.com/tours. One is done on that possession.
As much as Evansville struggled at the offensive end, you look up, they're still ahead by a nickel. And they've really struggled to get any flow on the offensive end.
Oh, Strawbridge just had a bad angle trying to release that reverse lay-in.
Well, again, the long arms of Foster. He's got post position.
Burford playing catch with Foster, and Darius has that one robbed.
I think Foster's got to be more selfish. He's got to catch that ball in the block, try to make a move.
Redbirds 0 for 6 from three-point land.
Well, Hummerkoff's got the mismatch inside. Can they find him?
Toomey against Foster. Oh, nice move by Yassine.
Crossover. Soft finish.
Largest lead of this half for the Aces at 7. Kinziger, no. And that's unusual because Johnny's been ripping those from behind the arc in the last month.
And had that huge game that went into Indiana State. High energy guy. Hey, Kinziger, they need to get him cooking.
Toomey with time winding down. Bowe will try another 3. And there's Lewis collecting the miss.
Illinois State switching all those perimeter screens. Little room for Evansville to operate.
Burford trying to find Foster, and off of Miles will go back the other way. Aces basketball when we come back. Yassine Toomey with 7 points in this opening half for the Aces, and they have the 7-point lead.
Distance.
Illinois State was.
Illinois State was, yes. At Sefcu Arena. They were 13-24 in that win over Evansville.
Hafner with the bucket. He had 11 in the first meeting between these two teams.
Back in the zone again is the Purple Aces.
Foster, good dish. And the foul as Lewis couldn't get the finish. and it's going to be on Hughes.
Good high-low look against the zone. Run Foster in the high post. And Lewis diving on the baseline.
At the line shooting 2 free throws, number 22, Kendall Lewis.
Folks, stay tuned for our halftime report. It is sponsored by State Farm Insurance, a proud partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Tom Ackerman up in our studios will bring you the stats and highlights from the opening half of play. And so much more coming up on our State Farm halftime reports.
Well, Lewis going to take a seat. Kendall Lewis coming off a big game at Valpo. He just missed a double-double with 17 points. 9 rebounds. They got to get him going. The Redbirds do.
Oh, great defense by Burford. And the foul is going to be called. And it's going to be on Hafner.
Great anticipation. Watch this wraparound. Knocks it loose with his left hand. Is able to tap it forward and pick it up. And then Hummerkaus on the floor picks up the foul.
Burford already with 7 minutes of work in this opening half. Again, he hasn't played since February 3rd.
They get Foster a touch again in the high post.
From the corner, the first 3 is drained by Malachi Poindexter with the Redbirds.
There you go. The lid lifter out of the corner. You can think twice about playing that zone defense.
Hughes. Oh, he and Hafner, a little miscommunication.
Burford almost got another steal. His hand on it for a second.
Hafner, oh, he answers back with a 3.
Oh, he had Kinzinger right in his grill. That was a big-time shot. And that band of brothers off the bench for Evansville getting some great production from the bench players.
Oh, Foster wide open underneath. There's definitely a defensive breakdown for the Aces.
They slid down from that high post to the low post as they changed that offensive attack against the zone. Easy bucket for Foster.
Redbirds foul number 11, Johnny Kinzinger. First personal, 8th team foul.
That's the 8th team foul for Illinois State. Meanwhile, for Evansville, only 4 team fouls. So after Cuff is finished here, and there is a potentially no offensive rebound for Evansville, we got some fouls to give here. As Cuff misses the free throw, Strawbridge checks back in. And so is Gage Bogue coming in on defensive purposes for Coach Ragland.
If we go man-to-man here in this last couple of possessions. Could be the last one for the Birds.
Foster. Miles now under the basket. And a foul is called. That's team foul 5 on Evansville.
A great pointer, Scotty. They had some fouls to give. Redbirds huddled up the free throw line. They thought they were going to get a free throw. They looked over. OB play being called by Ryan Peden.
Illinois State's season low score and a half is 21. They have 20 right now.
Another foul to give for Evansville. See if they run this thing down. And foul.
Burford. That's the freshman Bailey on Burford. Kinzinger. And did he get him in the act of shooting? Yeah, he did.
I think Strawbridge was trying to get a little push on the hip. The freshman Kinzinger, great awareness and savvy, got into his shooting motion. They got the foul to give. He's trying to shove him right there. Oh, that is a smart play by the
Was.
That is a veteran move.
That was not a freshman play there, buddy.
Get yourself in that shooting motion.
All right, so you're Evansville. You got 8.4 seconds remaining, more than enough time to hustle it down the court and try to add on to your lead before we wrap up the opening 20 minutes.
Push it. You got to drive and kick.
Saved by Lewis. Illinois State gets it back and right into the hands of Bobe. Time winding down. Bailey at the buzzer. And that'll do it. Aces with the 4-point lead over Illinois State, the 7th seed, after 20 minutes of play here at the Enterprise Center.
Well, Foster's done the damage for the Redbirds inside. Needs a little help from his friends. For Evansville, they got to get Ben Hummerkaus going.
Ben Hummerkaus, their leading scorer, with just 2 points in the opening 20 minutes. Let's go to Kelly. She's with Evansville head coach David Ragland.
Coach, you told me I'd be impressed with your game plan against Johnny Kinzinger. What worked?
I think our guys are just urgent, like making sure that he doesn't get to his right drive, make sure every shot that he gets is a tough shot. So just taking on the responsibility and taking on some pride of defending their man one-on-one.
When Illinois State goes to that 2-3 matchup zone, what do you have to do to break it down better?
Just have some better pace, be okay with getting downhill, getting on 2 feet. I thought we took a lot of jumpers and we're settling. If we can get downhill and get to 2 feet, I think we'll be okay.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Scott?
Kelly, coach, thanks so much. Halftime here at the Enterprise Center. It's game 3 of 4 opening day coverage of the 2024 State Farm Missouri Valley Conference Men's Basketball Tournament. Tom Ackerman with our State Farm Halftime Report when we come back. better defenders in the Missouri Valley Conference.
Successful early in this game, getting Foster touches inside.
Banks thought about the three. Time winding down. Poindexter just short on the attempt.
Almost everything that the Redbirds have shot has been contested. They've had an arm up, a hand in their face.
Thomas squares up for a three.
A good rhythm by Thomas. Got his shoulders squared up. That came off his fingers. You could tell that had a chance to go in.
First three made for Thomas, fourth one of the night for the Aces. Banks, dribble drive, kick out. Dalton this time will fire up a three. And there's Toomey with the rebound.
Evansville is really doing good with their KYP, know your personnel, the way they're guarding at the defensive end. They've doubled down on the Redbirds inside on Foster, and they've left the non-shooters open on the perimeter.
Interesting last two shots by Hummerhouse to open up the second half. More on the inside, not from distance. Now Foster going up against Toomey.
Double comes late when he turns back inside.
Malachi Poindexter with his second triple of the evening. 28-24. Aces lead down to 4.
Good inside outside. They touched the paint with Foster, kicked it back out. Extra pass by Banks for the open three.
Strawbridge trying to answer. No. Rebound taken by the Redbirds.
Poindexter of late has had the hot hand the last few games for the Redbirds. Get it in the paint, kick it back out. There's the extra pass after the shot fake. Poindexter rings the bell from the right wing for the Birds. Good offensive flow by Illinois State.
Banks leans in, and the lead now for Evansville is down to 2 at 28-26.
The boat went down. Banks gathered himself. Got that one over the front of the rim.
Pass Toomey is going to go to the line as he was fouled by Kendall Lewis.
Toomey's been really active on that screen and roll right down the middle. Long target. Long arms. He's had a good first half, trying to continue it here in the second half.
Yassine has struggled at the free throw line, only 56% from the charity stripe this season. And Valley fans, want to remind you, the only place to celebrate before and after all the Arch Madness action at Enterprise Center is the MVC Fan Hangout at Ballpark Village. For all you need to know about the Fan Hangout, download the Arch Madness app presented by Great Southern Bank.
Big free throws by Toomey. The Redbirds had some momentum going.
Foster backing in, and the blocking foul is on Toomey, and that is number 3 on Yassine.
Foster has worked hard trying to get open inside. They've used different defenders on him. He is physical, so they keep putting Toomey or Hummerhouse on Foster.
You see, last touch by Illinois State. Turnover to Evansville. I was just about to say, we'll see how long David Ragland will go with Toomey on the bench with those 3 fouls.
Bob knew the play that was coming. Great anticipation.
Hummerhouse, there it is.
Thomas with the assist on that pick and pop. Excited to get Hummerkaus going.
Lead was down to 2. It's back up to 7 for the Aces.
Great defensive switch by the Aces.
Shot clock at 3. Banks got to do a step back, and he gets bailed out. Boy, that was tremendous defense by Evansville. Ben Hummerkaus, a quiet first half, but maybe this will get him and the Aces rolling in the second. '24 First Team MVC Scholar Athlete Choice and is the State Farm MVC Scholar Athlete of the Year for men's basketball. Have questions about your insurance? State Farm is there for your what-ifs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or go to statefarm.com to get a quote right now.
Dave Ragland raved about the leadership qualities of Ben Hummerkaus in the locker room as well as on the basketball floor.
Coach said it really started from day one when he joined the program and has really been vocal leader, as you mentioned, on and off the floor. But the other thing Coach Ragland told, I know he's probably told you this a couple times this season, is the fact that he just loves how this team competes. They've stayed together even during, you know, you call the dark days or the slow days in January and February. He says the team has always had a great attitude during the good times and the bad times this season. Really loves this group of kids.
So he's building the foundation. He told me we got to put the right people on the bus, and then as a coaching staff, we got to get them in the right seats on the bus. Oh, that's a great analogy from Dave Ragland on how he's building this program.
Hummerkaus just a little short on that attempt.
Boy, that open look too, wide open look.
He's had several of those where he's been off the mark. Seems like a little bit more he's found his range in the second half compared to the opening 20 minutes.
Had that big second half when they played at Illinois State, 23 points. Hummerkaus, he hit 5 triples in the second half against the Redbirds. Can't get it going again in this second half here at the Enterprise Center.
Oh, with some good defense. Strawbridge trying to cut the corner, and looks like foul's going to be called on Poindexter. That's his second.
It's got two teams that have played each other twice this season. They know each other so well. Plenty of film to study. They've both been stellar at the defensive end and taking away plays, anticipating what the other team's trying to do with their offensive strategies.
Hummerhouse versus Foster. Strawbridge. Yes. Great move to the glass.
He's been quiet. They need some points from Strawbridge. Big physical wingman for the Purple Aces.
And Hughes is going to pick up the foul. That's his third.
Well, the first basket for Strawbridge is able to go right down Main Street in your living room. Get that one with some contact off the glass. First 2 points.
Burford checking back in for Coach Beaton. Ooh, Hughes is going to pick up the foul, and he's not happy, and that is number 4 on the Aussie.
Good defense. Moved his feet, was sliding his feet, but was able to initiate the contact, get the shoulder in his chest, and get the foul. Watch this. He's not sliding laterally. They had to step on him. He's upset by that Lewis with the shoulder, but that was after he created the contact.
Aces have only made one basket in their last 8 attempts. They had a 10-point lead at the 13-16 mark, and it's dwindled down to just 3 after the game out of the timeout. Cam pulls it up short, rebound Bailey, and he gets the stick back.
Well, Bailey on the baseline, unchecked. Hustle basket by the freshman.
Mizuki pulls up way too strong. Great hustle by Illinois State to keep it alive, and jump ball call, possession arrow. Purple Aces, they'll have the basketball when we come back to the Enterprise Center. Clock, and it slides out. Offensive rebound. Dish. Bailey had it stolen by Lewis. Toomey gets it back, and Hefner for 3. No. I told you to get the lid off these rims, Kevin.
How about the hustle by both these teams? They're putting it all out there. They just can't get the ball to go through the net. What a battle by the Aces, but boy, you got to think that sometime that's going to eat into you. They've had so many open looks.
Foster's posting up against Toomey, who has 3 fouls. Miles, no, kept alive by Lewis. Poindexter can't hit his third of the night, and we'll go back the other way. That's the thing you got to watch out for here is Toomey with those 3 fouls, and his backup, Hughes, for the most part, he's on the bench with 4 fouls. So curious how many more touches Foster's going to get with that foul situation David Ragland's trying to play with.
I like what Toomey's doing with his early post defense. So he's got Foster shoved off the lane. And Foster's trying to make decisions where the double team is coming. They're kind of playing cat and mouse with Miles Foster in the post.
Pull up too strong by Hafner, and offensive foul is called on the Aces. Folks, the 2024 St. Louis Cardinals season is just around the corner. Ticket packs and single game all-inclusive tickets are on sale. Get yours now at cardinals.com.
And Hafner, he's asking for the foul on.
Did you know that only 1 in 10 Americans consume adequate?
Miles gets the touch, double team. Gets some help, good rotation. Banks passes up the 3. Burford. And Hummerkaus is right there.
Evansville has used the defender on Banks all game. They've parked him in the lane, just baiting Banks to take that 3 ball, and he has not. There's no room inside for Foster to operate as he's basically playing 4 against 5.
Bailey cut off on the drive. Hummerkaus tries another 3, and there's number 2 on the Knights.
Also a double-double for the senior who transferred from the NAI school. 10 rebounds and 10 points for Hummerkaus.
Lewis can't answer. And there's Bailey, the freshman, hustling to collect the miss. Hummerkaus, and he is fouled. Ben Hummerkaus, as Kevin mentioned, with his second 3, has a double-double tonight. He and the Aces have the 8-point lead.
The postseason.
BK Royal Crispy Wraps. Eat it with the meal or have it as a snack. Only $2.99. It's a hunger hack and it fits in one hand. At BK, have it your way.
Here's the thing. No one can reach the pinnacle of success on their own. You gotta find a difference maker, and I've got mine. With every team I've coached, I bring Bob in. He'll talk to the staff, he'll talk to the players, build up their mental game. Then I can focus on building a winning team. I know I can't do it on my own, so I surround myself with expertise where it matters most.
Oh, Louie, where you going?
I gotta handle something. Nada, yada, yada.
Let's go, Louie. Hold on tight, buddy.
Vamos.
Tired of yada yada like exploding bells?
Hey, I'm done with this yada yada.
You don't take yada yada in life?
I'll get the paperwork.
Don't take yada yada from your wireless provider. At Metro, there's no contracts, no exploding bills, and nada yada yada.
Roll up to Easter with fast and easy drive up.
What you wanna see? Let's go. Doing it so naturally. Gonna be a fantasy. Easy like 1, 2, 3. Yes, easy like.
Drive up is fast, easy, and always free. Only at Target.
Vision insurance doesn't do you any good if you don't use it. Just like this treadmill I bought that I keep saying I'll use, but never do. Yeah. Put your vision insurance to good use. Get 50% off your second pair. Book an exam today.
Exclusive articles and tools. Top leagues and tournaments. Best stories in sports.
Illinois State with some full court pressure. Back in their matchup.
And a foul. Things tightening up from an official standpoint over his last couple of possessions.
Well, Evansville, they've invited that double team and they've skipped the ball out.
Foster with the steal on the inbounds. Foster with the lay-in and the foul. Miles Foster willing his team here against Evansville.
Gets a piece of it, then knocks out in front. I thought Hughes was going to let him go, give him the easy two, but now Foster has a chance for a three-point play. This one looked about 2 minutes ago. Illinois State was really struggling and frustrated, but now Foster, after that timeout, Kelly gave us some insight. Foster said, I need the basketball.
So Hughes is called for the foul, and he is fouled out of tonight's game. And he can't finish the three-point play. Umrickhouse. Bam! There it goes.
Saw that one coming right in front of me. It was pick the top side of that zone and pop him back. Play they used with great success when he had the 5 triples at the SEPQ Arena.
The Scholar Athlete of the Year is starting to find his range here in the second half.
Now Divragan said, we're going to screen the corner of that matchup zone, pop him back. Might have been man-to-man that time, but they couldn't find Umrickhouse as he is heated up here in the second half. His 3rd triple.
Foster gets the first.
Like this sigh of relief from Foster as he thought that one was going long. He stepped back off the free throw line, little body English, off the back of the rim and went through.
Aces with 9 team fouls in this second 20 minutes play. Only 4 right now for the Redbirds. It was the other way around, flipped it in the first half.
Even the first part of this second half, Evansville kept them off the free throw line. That's what Illinois State does. They beat you on the glass and they beat you at the free throw line.
Umrickhouse spots up again for 3. Front of the iron, no good. Boy, Dexter tracks it down for the Redbirds.
New life here for the Birds.
Foster in the paint, wide open. Kinziger.
Great read by the freshman Kinziger. He slid to the open wood. Foster found him. Rhythm 3 ball.
Threes are the ultimate equalizer, aren't they? Oof.
Get you back in this game in a hurry. But they've been playing through Foster ever since that timeout when he told the rest of the team, I need touches.
Bailey tries to answer. Cuff gets the offensive board.
Long rebounds. Aces have gotten the touches on the long rebounds.
Wide open look. Off the mark, Cuff on the 3 attempt. Lieb comes down with it for the Redbirds.
He got some good minutes out of Lieb. He's been on the glass for Illinois State. Big possession.
And another foul. Folks, What's on Tap is brought to you by Boulevard Brewing Company, born and brewed in the Midwest. Our Arch Madness coverage continues from Enterprise Center. Final game, 11th seed UIC Flames taking on the 6th seed Salukis of Southern Illinois And our next contest will get underway right around 8:30 Central Time with John Rooney and Rich Savosic. Monster, 16 points on the evening. That's his second free throw make.
7 rebounds. He has been a forcer in the second half. He told his team, I need touches. Get me the basketball. I'll make some plays.
1 of 2. And he gets his own board. Can the Redbirds take advantage? Now Miles posting up, kicks it back out. Banks fakes the 3. On the drive, Dalton Banks. And the lead is now down to 3 at 47-44. And Redbird fans on their feet here at Enterprise.
Banks has been quiet. Great move. Ball fake and got all the way to the rim with the opposite side and got it to drop.
Kenny with the fade, and Strawbridge with a big bucket there for the Aces. And Coach Ragland's going to call a timeout.
Well, Foster's been scoring the basketball. He's getting the free throw line, but he's also got 3 assists. He's surrounded by a sea of purple. The kick out to the freshman Kinzinger. A triple for the Birds.
Internet from
Hey. Hummerkaus with the double-double tonight for the Aces.
His first of the season.
Hard to believe.
Yes.
Thomas, high off the glass.
The scoop from the hip. Thomas, the former Bradley Brave, resurfaced for Evansville.
7 for Antonio. Poindexter kicking it out. Wide open look from the corner, Burford, but we have a whistle. And a foul is going to be on the Aces. Double bonus situation here in the final 2:44 for Illinois State.
Thomas, the floor general, able to turn the corner. Keeps it away from the shot blocker. Soft, feathery touch, gets the basket.
Malachi, 83% from the charity stripe this season. Has just 7 points tonight. He had 27, a career high, just a couple of weeks ago against these Purple Aces. So Toomey back out on the floor with those 4 personal fouls. Joshua Hughes has fouled out for the Aces.
Got some minutes out of Kool-Aid, the Aces did at that 5 position. Trying to save Toomey for the stretch run.
Thomas. Bobe with the head fake. Shot clock winding down. Hummerkaus is going to have to heave it up. And a shot clock violation. So the Redbirds get the stop. Now can they create from defense to some more offense, down by 2 possessions?
Kendall Lewis. Good defensive play there on Hummerkaus. Using his length, making a tough shot.
A small lineup out on the floor right now for the Aces. Kinzinger drops it down. And it's a 2-point lead with 2 minutes remaining at 51-49.
Kinzinger just dribbled up, got himself in a rhythm off the bounce, and banged that one home.
Bobe. Hummerkaus against Kazuki. Shot clock at 3, and Bobe on the drive. Gage Bobe.
Senior with a great spin move.
Kinzinger kicks it out. Now Johnny fakes the 3.
Got some length on Hummerkaus. There we go, inside. Play off the big man, Foster.
Against Cuff. Who's strong, and it'll be Illinois State basketball.
Just backs him up. Both goes behind the screen, a drag screen in transition. Knocks it in, and then Bobe, spin move, kisses it off the window.
And a timeout is taken with 62 seconds remaining. Evansville with the lead at 53-49. As the 10th seed Aces looking to move on to quarterfinal Friday in the Valley if they can hold on against the 7th seed Redbirds. Over the last 8 years in the 7-10 matchup, the last 8 years, 7 of those have been won by the 7th seed. So Evansville holds on here. It's something we haven't really seen in Arch Madness over the last 8 years. Checking to see who at last touch on this play. Looks like it Cuff.
Yeah, looks like Cuff got the last one.
The junior from Utah. I think it'll be Illinois State basketball.
And the last time that the Aces advanced on the opening round, gotta go back to 2017, Scotty. 8th seed, they beat the Sycamores of Indiana State.
So Illinois State in a double foul situation with the 10 fouls for Evansville. Meanwhile, Illinois State only 6 fouls. Possession arrow is favoring Illinois State. And we have 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining. Again, Toomey with 4 fouls as Joshua Hughes is already fouled out of tonight's game for the Aces. And it was interesting, after the bucket and the break, Toomey came out because of those 4 fouls and wasn't helping out on defense. And that's Yassine's strength, as you see him there on Dave Ragland's bench. And it will be Illinois State basketball.
Second shot clock. See if they can get Foster a touch inside. They've been best playing inside outside.
Under a minute left. Kinziger finds Foster. Miles with the easy bucket. And the lead is down to 2 at 53-51.
The freshman with great patience. Let that play develop. The pocket pass right to Foster for an easy basket.
And looks like Miles Foster is going to pick up a foul here. He just impeded the way of Tanner Cuff, trying to get back into the floor there. And we're going to get a review from our officiating crew on this last foul that was called on Miles Foster. By the way, that is Miles's 3rd. Poindexter also with 3 personal fouls for Illinois State.
He puts his elbow up. This is going to be contact above the shoulder. Caught him right in the chin. Kip Kissinger right there with a great view on the baseline. Foster immediately trying to plead his case.
Kissinger, Rick Crawford, and Antonio Petty as our officials in Game 3 of 4 of opening round action of Arch Madness here at the Enterprise Center. Let's see if we get an explanation. As Kip went over to the Illinois State huddle. That looks like we're going to get a flagrant here.
He had a great view of that. Yeah, Kip Kissinger just explained, by rule, you get hit in the chin on that type of cut, it is automatic flagrant 1.
So Tanner Cuff, the junior from American Folk, Utah, made the all-bench team in the Valley this season. 74% this year from the line. He makes them both. 2-possession game at 55-51.
What's even more huge on that play is this going to be possession back to Evansville. Opportunity to get 4-point play on this possession.
And fouled immediately by Lewis, as not even a full second went off the clock on the inbounds play. The veteran senior Kendall Lewis. Well, if you're Evansville, you want to win this one, it's going to be at the free throw line now.
Well, Tuff just made the first 2, so he's going to be comfortable stepping up here for these next 2. Redbirds got to go fast. Cannot play around the edge. Get it right to the rim in a hurry, and let's see if Evansville gives them some token pressure.
Missed it. 5-point lead. Kinziger.
Got to go.
Kazuki. Kinzinger forces up a three, and it's an air ball. He wanted the foul. He thought there was contact. So did Coach Peden, but to no avail. It's Evansville basketball.
Well, they ran a play, ran him down low, then a screen-to-screener pin down for Kinzinger.
I think what they're going to do is they're going to check and see on another replay here if it was actually touched when Kinzinger was going up for that three-point attempt.
You see they got a piece, a block on the call. They can't review a foul or not. That was a quick review. They're going to get going. Both coaches using this as a quick timeout.
Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining.
Now Evansville in their press offense. Timeouts if they need them.
Foster with the tip.
The Aces with 2 timeouts. So if you have trouble inbounding this, take the timeout. Do not throw a ball loose in the backcourt.
Oh, Kinzinger almost had the steal.
Tuck's got to be careful here. He has had trouble triggering this in twice.
Again, Toomey on the bench with those 4 fouls. Thomas gets it, and he's fouled immediately. Stops the clock with 20.3 seconds remaining. All right, let's get to our players of the game. Presentation of State Farm, a proud partner of the Missouri Valley Conference. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A slow start by Ben Hummerkaus, but he came on strong in the second half. First double-double of the season, 15 points, 11 rebounds, and he's got 5 assists, and Foster was a beast in the paint for Illinois State. He's got 18, and he's 1 away from a double-double with 9 rebounds.
Antonio is 4th in the conference with the 85% free throw shooting percentage heading into tournament play. And it's a 3-possession game as now Toomey comes in with those 4 fouls for Cuff. And Aces fans behind their bench starting to stir. Can the 10th seed hold on? Kinzinger taking way too much time. Back of the iron, no. Toomey with the rebound, and he's fouled with 8.6 seconds left as we get to our play of the game. It's brought to you by Gatorade. Nothing beats Gatorade.
Oh, it's a simple pick and pop for the big man. Kick it back. He's in his rhythm. Hummerkaus. That baby is nothing but nylon as he hit his 3rd triple of the afternoon. Evansville going to go to 12-0.
Yep, leading with under 5 minutes left, and they will go to an even 500 at 16-16 as the 10th seed Aces are going to feed the Redbirds here this evening by a final of 59-53, and the Aces move on to quarterfinal Friday as they will take on the 2nd seed Drake Bulldogs.
Well, they struggled to shoot the ball, but still found a way